it's still actually pretty much flat compared to where it was 18 years ago. So, I think sometimes these predictions is, one doesn't go like that because one does like that. We generally just watch more content. So, but I'm starting to see a little bit. I think finally, 18 years later, the claims are starting to happen, predominantly in the US as well. So, again, I do think the seatback is, with the kind of millennial generation, will start to tail off.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you think are the biggest threats? Would it be the seatback, or do you think there's other?
I think the biggest threats are cost control within the travel sectors. So if oil prices go up, if passenger numbers go down, then they control their costs. They'll generally cut their marketing budget and their kind of non-essential spend in flight entertainment connectivity. Being one of them, they'll then want us to kind of renew and cut our prices. So, we have to be able to significantly control our cost basis, which is again one of the reasons why we're doing transformation, is to lower our costs significantly and automate quite a lot of what is possible to automate on that side of things. And then a lot of the seatbacks have been taken out from medium and short haul flights, so you take your own device on. So there isn't a way, unless we have an application with the airline, to actually be able to sell services in other than connectivity. And then I think it's what happens if an Apple or a Netflix or an Amazon actually bothers to go into a relatively small sector. You see Apple CarPlay, or you've got Android Auto, I believe it's called, where you can kind of take your content into your vehicle. If there was an equivalent for an airline or a ship where it was a dumb screen that you could kind of Chromecast to or AirShare to, then why wouldn't you sideload your own content and take it on board? And if you've got connectivity there, which was only going to increase over the next decade, then it kind of makes the seatback irrelevant. Which is again why I think strategically we have to kind of broaden our revenue channels.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So we've seen a few different messages that communicate global legal. So I just wanted to read those aloud to you and get your opinion on them.
Yep.
So the first one is connecting millions to Wi-Fi and content anywhere, anytime. So just, what do you think of that?
It's fairly factual.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I don't think it's terrible. It's a bit of a Ron seal. It kind of does what it says on the tin approach. I think the problem I would have, we don't generally have a direct relationship with the passenger. We have a B2B relationship. So is that more aimed at what we do for the passenger, whereas predominantly, in fact, nearly exclusively, we sell B2B? No, I don't see a passenger coming onto the Global Eagle website and thinking, "Ooh, I'm getting on this flight and it's done by Global Eagle." It's the airlines that we're trying to impress, and the cruise liners and governments and military organisations. So, I think it's okay. I just think it's more around what we do for the end point, not necessarily what we do for the B2B businesses.
Right. Okay. So we've got another one here. This one is serving a world on the move.
Doesn't really say what for. For me, entertaining, a world on the move, serving them with food, with water. I'm not quite sure. It's maybe a little bit too open, but I do kind of like the on the move part. Again, we've used the term off the grid, which isn't very nice, but in all the strategy sessions we've had with Jeff and Josh, we've kind of always used the word off the grid, which is trying to say we're not competing with terrestrial. So that if you're working on an oil rig, or if you're on holiday or something like that, then we'll try and provide media there, but we won't directly compete with Netflix or Amazon in the home. I think we're starting to challenge that actually with some of the things that we're working on. We are kind of be putting ourselves directly in there. So I think the on the move, is it strategic? Does it kind of show the direction? Perhaps not. Do we want it to show the direction yet? Probably not. And it doesn't say what we're serving them with.
Okay. And the term off the grid, do you like the way that sounds? Or
no, because it doesn't mean, you have to explain it. And I think anything you have to explain is therefore lost. So,
right, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's